Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, Callie Key sat down with Don Sawyer earlier today to talk about his new appointment as Chief Diversity Officer.
And we talked to students in a College of Arts and Science major that is growing in popularity thanks to increased recognition.
Well, you've got mail, but is it real? Q30 News talked to Quinnipiac's Chief Information Security Officer Brian Kelly about the recent rise in spam emails.
Students had clicked on previous phishing emails and provided their username and password to the phishing site.
Tonight's edition of the Q30 Newscast starts right now.
Live from the Student Center Piazza, this is the Q30 Newscast.
Hello and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Joel Vanner.
And I'm Brooke Riley.
And we bring you updates on the situation happening right now on Quinnipiac Ave in North Haven. We are seeing that a text message was sent to Quinnipiac students via Quinnipiac Alert asking area residents and students to avoid the area. Recent reports from Fox 61 say that it is a hostage situation and that a man had bombs inside the home. WFSB is reporting that people around the area are being told to shelter in place, which goes along with the Q alert sent to students saying to avoid the area. WTNH is reporting that there were 6 people transported, possible police officers and at least 1 SWAT team member. And NBC reports having just seen 2 people leaving the scene in handcuffs surrounded by dozens of officers. We have MJ Baird live on the scene, and when he is available, we will bring you an update.
Don Sawyer has been serving as the interim Associate Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer since January. However, he has been appointed to the position permanently beginning on May 15th.
Callie Key sat down with Sawyer to learn more about his plans.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Don Sawyer today, who we had on the newscast just about 3 months ago. At that time, he was the interim Associate Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer, and since then, this past Monday, you have been offered the full position. So how does this feel?
I'm excited. You never know. People were asking, do you think you're going to get it? There were 3 finalists, including me. So you never know. I didn't think anything was guaranteed, but to get that call to say that we believe in your candidacy and we want you to do this job, it really felt good. Q30
News heard that this week members of the Multicultural Student Council has expressed their concerns for some racial comments that they've heard around and on campus recently. Can you describe the situation and how you're looking to move past this? I'm aware an open forum happened this past week.
Yeah, there was an open forum. Some concerned students got together and wanted to talk. So I was there to kind of help facilitate that conversation. And so I know there's some investigation going on with the organizations that were involved. And so I don't really have any of the details there. But one of the things that really made me feel good is that the students came together. They didn't wait for faculty and administration to say that you needed to meet. So the students came together to kind of talk about what they want their campus to look like, right? How they want, people to feel safe, how they want people to feel welcome and a part of the community. And so it was a very diverse group of students coming together. Some people were voicing their concerns, but then, one of the students who's actually a first-year student got up and was like, okay, we voiced our concerns, we talked about our upset, now what? What are we doing as we move forward? And so I'll be meeting with the students to kind of come up with a plan that's directed by them, because I think it's important to let students know that their voice matters and that they have power.
That's all the time that we have. Back to you guys at the desk.
It is the last week of classes for the spring semester, which means finals begin on Monday and students are preparing to head home for the summer. Callie Keys has more on how students are preparing for finals and move out.
As we are reaching the end of the last week of classes, students are preparing for both finals and move out.
The halls close on Friday at 6, so everybody has to be out by then. And then facilities actually comes in on Saturday morning very early, and we begin cleaning the buildings in preparation for senior week. And there are some summer, different groups that use them over the summer. We have summer housing for QU students, so there's a very tight turnaround, and so we're pretty strict with students checking out.
And with the strict checkout system and quick turnarounds the residence halls undergo, students ranging from freshmen to seniors have already started to bring things home to make move out a little easier.
I started moving my stuff out this week, and I started bringing it all home.
Well, my mom's coming up to help me. She's coming up this weekend, and then I'm hoping I can fit the rest of it in my car and bring it back.
It is also that time of year where students are heading to the library to prepare for their final exams. I sat down with librarian Robert Hoven, who is well aware of the struggle to find a seat in the library.
The busiest times in the library is between noon till 8 p.m. and that's when we reach peak maximum capacity to almost like 99%.
The library keeps track of each person in the library for every hour on the hour in order to advocate for more study spaces for students.
What we've done this year is put together a list of additional alternative spaces on campus that students can use during finals week. There are spaces in the CCE, School of Business, Theater Hall.
While this is the solution for this year, Hoven thinks that under the new leadership of Judy Olean next year, that more student study spaces directly in the library will become more of a priority. In front of Arnold Bernard Library for Q30 News, Callie Keys.
The final days for programming organizations like SPB and Quad are upon us, and earlier today they made the most of it. From noon to 2 p.m., students could enjoy free Rita's Italian Ice, the Freiburg food truck, and make their own air plants at Finals Frenzy. SPB's final event is this Friday, which is a viewing of the movie Jumanji at 8 p.m. in the Piazza, with jungle smoothies being served starting at 7. Quad will have their final 2 events on Friday. First is the Moonlight Breakfast in the Lower Calf starting at 10 p.m. The event is a free buffet with, quote, every single breakfast food you can imagine, from sausages to donuts and waffles, end quote. Students who want to get in early to the buffet can bring an unopened, non-perishable food item or $1 cash donation. The second event is an escape room event where students can test their puzzle and clue solving skills to escape the room in time. The escape rooms will be in the Student Center, room 120. A student who walks through the first floor of Tater Hall with their head down might not realizing what they're walking past. In fact, they're walking by some of the game design labs, which is a major that is growing quickly here at Quinnipiac. Sarah Russell talked to Ryan O'Hara, who recently won an award for a game he designed in class, and what he hopes the program will transform into in the future.
The Game Design and Development major here at Quinnipiac is a fairly young program, starting in 2011, but over the past few years, it has really taken off.
When I first came, it seemed like the program had very few graduates, and it seemed like they had like an untested small amount of games, but by now, like, we kind of have it down to a science, I think. Like, all of our games, we prototype quick, like really quick, and then we take our prototypes and expand them.
And student and teachers alike credit their quick growth and skill to the game labs students are able to take for 6 of their school semesters.
The whole point of the game lab is to make games. So our students every semester are making somewhere between 2 and 4 games, working games, each semester. In other programs, students make maybe 1 working game per year. So this is very distinctive.
It's not needlessly academic, at least in the game lab, so we just kind of like are given, you know, a constraint or a project, and then we just work on it for however long the project goes for, and then at the end we hand it in. It's really as simple as that, and the simplicity is what helps us make good games.
The game design program has become so successful here at Quinnipiac that students like Ryan O'Hara have won awards for the games they've designed here in the classroom.
So the game that I just won an award for was based on a project where we did have one, which was make a game that emphasizes multitasking. So I kind of turned this, 2-week project into this full retail game.
As the program continues to grow, faculty hopes to see an increased amount of full-time teachers and technology use, including augmented and virtual reality. Sarah Russell, Q30 News.
Commencement speakers for the 2018 commencement ceremonies have been announced. On Saturday, May 19th, the College of Arts and Sciences commencement will feature Tracy K. Smith, an award-winning poet and 2012 winner of a Pulitzer Prize. Later that same day, the School of Business commencement will feature Louis E. Orsini Jr., the current Vice President for Enterprise Information Technology at insurance company Aetna. Dennis Fior, Interim Chief Operating Officer at Lawrence Memorial Hospital in New London, Connecticut, will speak at the School of Health Sciences commencement, which will finish the Saturday events of commencements. On Sunday, May 20th, The commencements begin with creator and CEO of E! Entertainment Television and former MTV Network Executive Vice President and General Manager and current CEO of NPR, Carl Mohn, who will speak at the School of Communications commencement. Paralympian swimmer and motivational speaker Victoria Arlen will be speaking at the School of Nursing commencement ceremony, and Program Chief Manufacturing Manager Joanna Gherkin will be speaking at the School of Engineering commencement.
Commencement speakers have also been announced for the graduate school commencement ceremonies. They begin on Saturday, May 12th at 9 a.m. with the School of Business, School of Communications, and School of Education. CPA Joseph Nartelli will be the commencement speaker. Later that day at 1 p.m., the founder and chief movement officer of the Jesse Lewis Choose Love movement in Connecticut, Scarlett Lewis, will speak at the College of Arts and Sciences, School of Health Sciences, and School of Nursing graduate commencement. The following day, Sunday, May 13th, ceremonies for the School of Law and the School of Medicine will be taking place. Starting at 9 a.m., the School of Law will have Stephen B. Bright, a professor of practice at the Georgia State College of Law and teaches at the law schools at Yale and Georgetown. The School of Medicine ceremony will take place later that day at 1 p.m., and Frederick S. Kaplan, who is the Isaac and Rose Nassau Professor of Orthopedic Molecular Medicine, Chief of the Division Molecular Orthopedic Medicine, and Co-Director for the Center of Research in FOP and Related Disorders at the University of Pennsylvania, will be speaking.
Along with the change to make tiered meal plans this past semester, Quinnipiac Dining Services has been working to give students more of a dining experience with the addition of dining events and promotions. The last dining event of the year is this Friday from 4 to 6 on the Quad. The Finals Fun Fest and Country Picnic is a free event, and for anyone on meal plan at the event, there will be a taco bar, hot dog bar, barbecue pork sliders, old-fashioned desserts, and much more. Pepsi is also supplying the event with games like soccer and a bouncy chair. There will also be t-shirts, free giveaways, and a photo booth. Q30 News caught up with Leanne Spalding, the Director of Dining Services, to talk about how she felt the new dining experience plan has worked this past year.
It's been great to really roll out this dining experience program and to finish it on a high point with the picnic and the Fun Fest. And it's just a great big thank you to everybody, to meal plan students and the entire campus.
When we come back, we have an update on the numerous spam emails Quinnipiac students have been receiving.
And Kay Pattyfoot shares what's going on around the country with this week's national news. And we will have MJ Bear live at the situation going on in North Haven very soon. Stay with us.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
Bobcat Breakdown, presented by the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. We are your source for debate.
Did they hit the playoffs last year, Tom Jenkins?
When it clicks, it clicks.
We dissect Quinnipiac athletics on a scale you've never seen before.
With Tobia, it almost looks like she's reaching a little bit.
Plus, we're bringing the biggest names surrounding college sports.
We are live here at the Times Union Center with Jay Billis.
And of course, some comedy.
But you can only have so much arena food.
I think you're crazy.
Bobcat Breakdown, Tuesdays at 9:30.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start to this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the Jasper's goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
He's good in transition. Just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
Throughout this school year, students have received several spam emails to their Quinnipiac email accounts. Q30 spoke to Brian Kelly, Chief Information Security Officer, to discuss this matter.
So we have a number of filters that are trying to prevent those phishing emails from getting in, but they're not foolproof, right? So what's happening more frequently is they're using a compromised Quinnipiac account to send to other Quinnipiac accounts, which is much easier than trying to send from the outside, right? So a lot of our filters are designed to stop stuff from coming in, as you've asked, but these are really moving sort of laterally between Quinnipiac accounts.
That was Brenda Alderette, a graduating senior and current president of the Quinnipiac Legends, the co-ed a cappella group here at Quinnipiac. Alderette sure has a lot to be proud of, especially after the Legends performed their spring concert in the Piazza this past Monday night. The group performed a few songs including Take Me to Church, as well as a Britney Spears medley, and their set from the ICCA, which is the International Championship Collegiate a cappella competition. Earlier this year, the Legends also joined Q Notables and other vocal groups at the ensemble concert last night in the Black Box Theater. They are back and they are looking to relieve all of your final stress. Ben and Tucker, the famed therapy dogs, will be on main campus in the Student Center next week during finals. Ben and Tucker will be around campus Monday through Thursday starting at 9 a.m.
Just when we thought the seniors in the Student Government Association were done when they transitioned out of SGA 2 weeks ago, they still have one thing in store for the class of 2018. With graduation just around the corner, SGA and SPB co-sponsored a barbecue for the class of 2018 on Sunday afternoon on the Crescent Lawn at the York Hill campus. The event included a raffle, a DJ, free food, and a cash bar. In conjunction with the American Cancer Society, the Brothers of Beta Theta Pi held their annual stand-up comedy event, Stand Up Against Cancer, on Monday night. Quinnipiac's finest came out to show off their hilarious personalities through a 10-minute stand-up comedy act. Judges from the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life, Student Affairs, and the American Cancer Society determined who the winner would be, and that was Andrew Kukalis of Beta Theta Pi. They presented the American Cancer Society with a check for $8,512.05 from the proceeds raised that night. There will be a total number of donations by the end of the week.
Ever want to know who done it? Well, you missed your chance at SPB's Murdery Mystery Dinner. The dinner was held last night in the Student Center and was an interactive experience for the attendees as they enjoyed Eli's catering and tried to figure out just who the killer was. Students who provided the right answer and identified the correct suspect were awarded gift cards. Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of the Mexican Army's victory over the French forces in 1862. And you have a chance to celebrate Cinco de Mayo on May 4th with the Latino Cultural Society. LCS will be on Bobcat Way lawn serving Mexican food and drinks from noon to 3 p.m.
From an 8th grader leaving a long-lasting impact on his classmates to disease outbreak stories are rolling across the country.
Luckily for us, Kay Patty Fote is here to give us an update. Kay?
Thanks, Brooke and Joe. I have a heartwarming story to kick off this week's national update. 8th grader Max Lambert is leaving a long-lasting impact on his peers at Carl Traeger Middle School in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Lambert has autism, but isn't letting that get to him, he said. Quote, "I'm a very social butterfly, and friends is what everybody needs," end quote. Following the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, classmate of Lambert's, Taylor Dykin, said, quote, "Instead of talking about gun violence, we should talk about being nicer to people. One of the sweetest people we know is Max, and we were like, why don't we all just be like Max?" End quote. Dykin created Max Lambert Day and made t-shirts, which 300 people have already ordered. With this, Dykin is hoping to create a kind and anti-bullying environment at their school. Have you ever felt like you've been getting a lot of mosquito bites recently? Well, you are. Ticks, flies, and mosquitoes are biting more than ever and spreading new germs. More than 640,000 patients have contracted diseases transmitted by bites from 3 insects. They were reported across the United States between 2004 and 2016. According to an analyst from the United States Center for Disease, Dr. Lyle Peterson, the report's lead author, states that it's actually worse than that. Since these numbers are underestimations because of unreported or unrecognized cases, the CDC estimates there are approximately 300,000 cases of Lyme disease each year alone. Connecticut is one of the states with the highest reported Lyme disease cases in the United States. In 2016, it was the 7th highest state with reported and probable cases of Lyme disease, according to the CDC. In the Phoenix, Arizona area, a medical breakthrough will change the lives of those that are living with Parkinson's disease. Bill Barta was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease several years ago. He has now lost the use of his right arm. His life changed when a neurologist at Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix suggested a therapy called deep brain stimulation. The device is a lot like a pacemaker, but instead it's for your brain, and it helps control tremors. Days after the device was installed in Barta, he got movement back in his right arm. He said, quote, "It's absolutely amazing. It's hard for me really to put into words how life changed, but it's not a curse. It's not a cure, but it's a treatment for the disease that's life-changing," end quote. Barta's biggest fear was that he wouldn't be able to walk his teenage daughter down the aisle one day when she got married. Now that fear is no longer a concern. That's all I have for national news this week. Joe and Brooke, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kay. After this short commercial break, Kerry Golden joins us to give us the full details on this week's weather.
And our friend over at #that, Ryan Ansel, has the latest on what's going on in the entertainment world, and MJ Baird will be coming to us live soon from North Haven, about 14 minutes from the Mount Carmel campus. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News.
For stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Q-Cash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
Good evening, everyone. Well, it certainly was a beautiful day here in Hamden, so let's get right into this evening's weather. Tonight, it is 70 degrees. It was high 80s today, and now it's 70. Definitely don't need a jacket if you're walking back from class or the library. Let's take a look into tomorrow. There are some rumors of rain, so it looks like there will be a little bit of rain, but it is going to be 82 degrees. Again, beautiful day. Make sure you have a rain jacket with you or an umbrella if you're going to class, going to the library. Tomorrow night, it is going to be 64 degrees, partly cloudy. So again, another beautiful night. Make sure you get outside, maximize your day. It is going to be great weather. I know it's been really bad being stuck inside, so make sure you definitely get out there. Let's take a look at the surrounding areas, what the weather has been like there. In some places like Torrington. So Torrington was 83 degrees today. Hartford was 86. So again, beautiful days for them as well. In Danbury, it was 82 degrees, a little bit cloudy, so they also had a really great day. Moving towards the water, it was a little bit cooler in New Haven and New London. It was 77 in New Haven with partly cloudy, and same thing in New London. It was also a little bit of clouds in there, but also really great days just all around in the Connecticut Connecticut area. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Let's see if the warm weather is going to stay. Again, today it was sunny, 81 degrees with a low of 61. Tomorrow there will be some rain, so don't forget your umbrellas, with a high of 81, a low of 64. Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy, but still 80 degrees. Great way to roll into the weekend, low of 56. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy, high of 71 on Saturday and a high of 65 on Sunday, low of 50 Saturday, low of 49 on Saturday. Great weekend. Make sure you definitely take a study break, hike the Giant, go for a walk around whatever it may be, but make sure you get outside because it's going to be great weather. Looking at Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy, high of 62, low of 47. And then to round up the week on Tuesday, it's going to be sunny. So if you're moving out, great day to pack up the car. It's not going to get rain. So it's going to be a high of 66 and a low of 46. Looks like it's going to be a pretty great week all around. I'm Carrie Golden. Back to Joel and Brooke at the desk.
Thank you, Kara. Some new information coming into the desk right now from Matt Austin over at NBC Connecticut. He is reporting that another explosion has happened on Howard Avenue outside of the emergency room at Yale New Haven Hospital. The first explosion we started our show off with reporting was near the Walmart in North Haven on Foxon Boulevard and Quinnipiac Avenue. Both of those about 12 minutes from the North Haven campus. As we get more information, and just to remind you, we have MJ Baird heading to the scene on Quinnipiac Avenue right now. We will bring it to you.
You know something that looks nice, Joel?
What's that?
That new song the Yodeling Boys coming out with.
Yeah, I agree.
Luckily, we have Ryan Ansel to share more information about that. Take it away, Ryan.
Thanks, Brooke and Joel. Well, it's been a full month since the yodeling Walmart kid became a national sensation, but now he's no longer just a meme. After his viral appearance on Ellen, he signed to Atlantic Records, and he also released a single last week called Famous, and it's a country love song. But in other Hollywood news, over the weekend, internet personality Logan Paul announced that he's ending his daily vlogs on his YouTube channel. He posted a 16-minute vlog on Sunday where he explained that he wants to move in a different direction with his career. It seems like a pretty convenient time to make a career change since YouTube suspended his channel's ad revenue twice last year, once for filming a suicide victim and again for tasing a dead rat. I mean, talk about compelling content. I heard that his younger brother Jake Paul is going to have a YouTube Red show, so maybe them combining their talents on that would be probably a smarter career choice than him continuing his vlogs. So good going, Logan. And my last Hollywood news update is, as you may know, the Kardashians just taped an upcoming episode of Family Feud with Steve Harvey. And when Steve Harvey went on the Ellen show, he threw some shade at Ellen, saying, quote, "She didn't know nothing." Well, Kim was on Ellen this week, and she said that she felt confused about what Harvey said. She even got frustrated on air, telling Ellen, quote, "I feel like the more I talk about it, I get so angry." She claims that she only got one answer wrong. I think he was just trying to make a joke with her, one celebrity to another. On the other hand, he did say that Kanye West was amazing, and a lot of me really believes that to be true. Well, that's all for Hollywood news. I'm Ryan Ansel. Back to you guys at the desk.
After the break, Quinnipiac Sports guru Kyle Lavasser is here to talk all things athletics and give us an update on which teams may not be done for the year.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Qcash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Bobcat Breakdown presented by the Quinnipiac Bobcat Sports Network. We are your source for debate.
Did they make the playoffs last year, Tom Jenkins?
When it clicks, it clicks.
We dissect Quinnipiac athletics on a scale you've never seen before.
With Tobia, it almost looks like she's reaching a little bit.
Plus, we bring in the biggest names surrounding college sports.
We are live here at the Times Union Center with Jay Billis.
And of course, some comedy.
But you can only have so much arena food.
I think you're crazy.
Bobcat Breakdown, Tuesdays at 9:30.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start for this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the Jasper's goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
He's good in transition. You know, just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
We now have MJ Baer live at the scene over in North Haven.
We are getting reports that SWAT is using a megaphone to get the suspect named John out of his house. MJ, what do you have for us?
Yes, thanks. I'm in the parking lot of Vic's Cafe. It is on Quinnipiac Ave in North Haven. This is just a couple blocks from where we have reported homes on fire, potential bombs exploding, and some reports even say they heard gunshots. A couple of reports say that authorities were heard over microphones saying, "John, come out of your house." We have heard from multiple neighbors who have lived on this area of Quinnipiac Ave. One even told me he was trying to get into his house about a couple hours ago, and authorities told him he wasn't allowed back in. They actually told him just get away for now. We have multiple people all around us. As you can see behind me, plenty of lights across the street as well. There's a Gulf station, news crews from all over Connecticut and beyond, as well as just neighbors who live on this road who have told they can't go in their house at this hour. Again, not a whole bunch of information, but as we get more, we will bring it to you. A lot of neighbors willing to talk say they may have heard explosions from their homes. Some say they heard it, some say they did not. One even said he heard his home rock as a part of this explosion. So not a bunch of information, but we'll bring more as we arrive. Fire trucks galore, police cars, emergency crews, SWAT teams, all on scene here on Quinnipiac Ave in North Haven. I'm in the parking lot of Vic's Cafe, just a couple blocks from the scene. So we'll have more as we get you. We'll bring more as we get it. Back to you guys at the desk for now.
MJ, and as new developments come up, be sure that Q30 Television will bring you those updates. Again, that was MJ Baird live from Quinnipiac Avenue near the Walmart on Foxon Boulevard.
And with the school year coming to a close, spring sports begin to wind down as well. But some Quinnipiac teams might still be competing after we all go home.
Kyle Lavasser is here with us to give an update on all things Quinnipiac sports. Kyle, what can you tell us?
Joel and Brooke, thank you. I'm Kyle Lavasser here for this week's Quinnipiac Sports Report. Every team dreams of making it to the national championship. For the Quinnipiac Acrobatics and Tumbling team, that dream became a reality. Quinnipiac won 2 matches in Erie, Pennsylvania against Fairmont State and Azusa Pacific. However, Baylor was too much in the championship as they swept all 6 events. The Bobcats end their season with a 6-3 record. And acro and tumbling was not the only women's team on campus to impress this week. The women's tennis team slammed home a 5th straight MAC title. Quinnipiac defeated Marist 4-1 in the championship match to move on to the NCAA tournament. Head coach Paula Miller, who has only been at QU for 4 years, just raked in her 4th MAC Coach of the Year award. Freshman Dominique Vasile won MAC Player of the Year after going 17-5 in the #1 spot. Next up for Quinnipiac is a matchup at South Carolina on May 11th. And finally, after a double overtime win at Monmouth last week, Quinnipiac men's lacrosse put its perfect MAC record on the line against Marist this past Saturday. Let's see how the Bobcats finished their regular season. The Bobcats traveled up to Poughkeepsie, New York to face on the Red Foxes of Marist. And it was Nick Nye, the lacrosse guy for Marist, passes it over to Jake Weinman. He'll tie the game for the Red Foxes 1-1. Bobcats will take a 5-3 lead later on in the game. Foster Cuomo, they say Foxes are sneaky, but Cuomo's a little sneakier, sliding through the defense. Bobcats will lead 10-7 here in the second quarter. Michael Smith passes it to Chris Slapik for the snipe. Bobcats only lead by 2. Later on, their lead cut 12-11, but it's the star freshman Jake Tomsick rushes to the net, pops one over the goalie stick. 13-11 lead for the Bobcats. They get a 15-12 lead here in the fourth quarter. And like I said, it was Tomsick, the freshman that scored earlier, but it was the senior Brian Feldman with a huge insurance goal, putting the Bobcats up by 4. Quinnipiac up later in the game. Sam Witt with a huge insurance goal, his 4th of the season. Quinnipiac would win 17-14. finished the conference 6-0. They'll go on to Monmouth this weekend, where they'll face Canisius in the first round of the MAC tournament. Now, to keep up with all things Quinnipiac sports, make sure to follow at Q30 Sports on Twitter for all of our coverage. We'll be having coverage all throughout the summer, so make sure to follow that and our website for all articles. For Kyle Lavasser, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Kyle. To clarify a statement said earlier in this newscast, it looks like the wounded police officers were being taken to Yale New Haven Hospital that were wounded as a result of the explosion on Quinnipiac Avenue in North Haven by the Walmart. While this is our last newscast of the semester, the news doesn't stop. Visit us over the summer at Q30TV.com.
And follow us on Twitter at Q30 News and at Q30 Television.
From all of the Q30 producers and members who have had a part in this year's newscast, thank you for your loyal viewership. I'm Joel Vanner.
And I'm Brooke Riley. Thanks for watching. We'll be back at the same time next fall. Good night, Quinnipiac.